The car was on fire. Flames shooting from the hood. Black smoke filling the air. And inside, trapped behind a jammed door, was the most powerful woman in the Korean underworld. His mother. I didn't think. I just ran. Grabbed the door handle even though it was burning hot. Pulled with everything I had. The metal screamed. The crowd was screaming. Someone yelled, "Call 911." But I knew there wasn't time. The door gave way. I reached in. Grabbed her. An elderly Korean woman in a pink hanbok, unconscious from smoke inhalation. I dragged her out seconds before the entire car exploded. When she opened her eyes and looked at me, she whispered something in Korean I didn't understand. But her son, the man who would become my husband, told me later what she said. "This girl has a warrior's heart. She will be my daughter. My name is Imani. I'm a 28-year-old South African American woman. 8 months ago, I was a waitress at an upscale Korean restaurant in Chicago, Illinois. I was nobody. Working double shifts. Sending money to my family in Cape Town. Barely surviving. Today? I'm married to Kang Jae-min, one of the most feared men in the city. I live in a penthouse overlooking Lake Michigan. I have security following me everywhere. And his mother, the woman I saved, calls me the daughter she always wanted. But this isn't a story about money or status or marrying into power. This is a story about being in the right place at the right moment. About courage you didn't know you had. About how one split-second decision can change absolutely everything. Before I tell you how saving his mother led to the most intense, passionate, complicated love story of my life, I need you to subscribe to Afro Korean Love Stories right now. Because bestie, what happened after that rescue? Nobody would believe it if I made it up. Hit subscribe if you've ever done something brave without thinking. If you've ever wondered what happens when you save someone powerful. If you believe that fate put you exactly where you need to be. Because that burning car? That wasn't an accident. And the people who tried to kill her? They came for me next. Let me take you back to the beginning. 6 months before the fire. Before I knew who the Kang family was. Before my life became something out of a movie. I was working at Hanok, a high-end Korean fusion restaurant in downtown Chicago. It was one of those places where businessmen closed million-dollar deals over galbi and politicians met in private rooms. I'd moved to Chicago from Cape Town, South Africa 2 years earlier. My family was struggling. My mother was sick. My younger brother needed school fees. I sent home every dollar I could spare. The tips at Hanok were good. The clientele was wealthy. But the hours were brutal. Lunch shift. Dinner shift. Sometimes private events that ran until 2 a.m. That's where I first saw him. Kang Jae-min. Though I didn't know his name yet. He came in every Friday. Always the same private room. Always with 4 other men in expensive suits. Always speaking in low voices that stopped when I entered to serve. He was maybe 32. Handsome in a sharp, dangerous way. Tailored suits. Cold eyes. The kind of man who commanded a room just by walking into it. But he was always polite to me. Please. Thank you. He tipped well. Never inappropriate. Just professional. His mother came with him sometimes. Elegant elderly woman. Always in traditional hanbok. She'd smile at me. Speak Korean I didn't understand. Her son would translate. She says you have kind eyes. She says you remind her of someone she knew long ago. I'd smile. Bow. Thank them. Move on to the next table. I had no idea that family controlled half the Korean businesses in Chicago. That they had connections to organized crime in Seoul, Los Angeles, and New York. That crossing them was a death sentence. I just thought they were rich. Formal. A little intimidating. Then came the day everything changed. It was a Tuesday. My day off. I was grocery shopping in the Korean district on the north side. Walking back to the train with bags in both hands. That's when I saw her. Jamin's mother. Getting out of a black Mercedes in front of a jewelry store. 2 bodyguards with her. She saw me. Her face lit up. She said something in Korean. One of the bodyguards translated. Mrs. Kong says hello. She asks if you're shopping in the neighborhood. Yes, ma'am. I live a few blocks from here. She said something else. The bodyguard looked uncomfortable. She invites you to have tea with her. Now. If you're available. I should have said no. I was tired. My apartment needed cleaning. But something in her eyes, she looked lonely. Hopeful. I'd be honored. We went to a traditional tea house. Just the 2 of us. The bodyguard stayed outside. She ordered in Korean. Then pulled out her phone. Typed into a translation app. I wanted to talk to you properly. Not through my son. Not through waitress and customer. Woman to woman. I'm Imani. She typed back. I know. You are from South Africa. You send money home. You work very hard. My son has told me about you. He has? She smiled. He notices things. People. You have impressed him. That is rare. We talked for 2 hours. Through the translation app. Slow. Awkward. But real. She told me about growing up in Seoul during the war. Coming to America. Raising sons in a world that wanted them to be hard. Cold. Powerful. I raised warriors, she typed. But I fear I forgot to teach them how to love. Your son seems successful. Successful, yes. Happy? I don't think so. He is lonely. Like me. She paused. Like you. I am a little lonely, I admitted. We should be friends then. Lonely people should find each other. I'd like that. When we left, she hugged me. A real hug. Long tight. Like a mother. Over the next month, we met for tea 3 more times. She told me about Korea. I told her about Cape Town. She taught me Korean words. I taught her kosa greeting. She never mentioned her family's business. Never talked about power or danger or the things I'd later learn. She was just a woman. A mother. Someone who wanted connection. And I was just me. A girl far from home. Missing my own mother. Finding comfort in an unexpected friendship. Then came the day someone tried to kill her. It was a Friday afternoon. I'd just finished my lunch shift at the restaurant. Was walking to the train. Talking to my brother in Cape Town on the phone. That's when I heard it. The screech of tires. A crash. Then screaming. I ran toward the sound. Half a block away. A black Mercedes had crashed into a light pole. Smoke was pouring from the hood. And the car was starting to catch fire. People were gathering. Filming. But nobody was helping. I pushed through the crowd. Looked in the car. And my heart stopped. Mrs. Kong. Slumped over in the back seat. Unconscious. The bodyguard in the driver's seat wasn't moving either. Blood on his forehead. The door was jammed. I pulled. It wouldn't open. The flames were getting bigger. Someone help me. I screamed. A man stepped forward. We pulled together. The door groaned. Bent. Finally gave way. I reached in. Grabbed Mrs. Kong. She was small but heavy. Dead weight. I dragged her out. Laid her on the sidewalk. She wasn't breathing. I started CPR. Counted compressions. Breathed into her mouth. Come on. Come on. Please. Sirens in the distance. The car fully engulfed now. People were backing away from the heat. Breathe. Please breathe. She coughed. Gasped. Her eyes opened. She looked at me. Whispered something in Korean. Then passed out again. The ambulance arrived. Paramedics took over. A police officer pulled me aside. Asked me questions. What did I see? Did I know her? Was I injured? I'm fine. I just pulled her out. You saved her life, miss. That car exploded 2 minutes later. If you'd waited. I looked back at the burning wreckage. The bodyguard hadn't made it. The driver's side was crushed. Engulfed. I started shaking then. Realizing what had almost happened. What I'd just done. What I'd risked. A black SUV screeched to a stop. 3 men got out. One of them was Jae-min. Where is she? He demanded. The officer pointed to the ambulance. They're taking her to Northwestern Memorial. Jae-min started to follow. Then he saw me. Sitting on the curb. Covered in soot. Shaking. He walked over. Knelt down. You pulled her out. I nodded. You saved my mother's life. I didn't, I couldn't leave her. He took my hand. You're coming with me. I need to make sure you're okay. I'm fine. Really. You're in shock. And you're a witness. You're not safe here. What? This wasn't an accident, Imani. Someone tried to kill my mother. And if they know you saved her, they'll come for you next. He wasn't exaggerating. By that evening, I was in protective custody. Not police custody. Kong family custody. They took me to a penthouse in the Gold Coast. Luxury apartment. Floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking the lake. Armed guards outside. Jae-min sat me down. Explained everything. His family ran a powerful organization. Mostly legitimate businesses. Restaurants. Real estate. Import-export. But there were gray areas. Competitors. Rivals. Enemies. Someone had tampered with the car. Cut the brake lines. Caused the crash. The goal was to kill his mother and send a message. Who would do that? I asked. He named a rival family. Korean gangsters based in Los Angeles who wanted to expand into Chicago. They failed today because of you, he said. But they'll try again. And if they know you're connected to us, you're a target. I'm not connected to you. I'm a waitress who happened to be there. You're the woman who saved my mother. In my world, that means everything. It means your family now. Whether you want to be or not. I don't want to be family with the Mafia. He almost smiled. We prefer the term organization. And you don't have a choice. They'll come for you to hurt us. The only way you're safe is under our protection. For how long? Until we eliminate the threat. Days. Maybe weeks. I have a job. An apartment. A life. We'll handle your job. Pay your rent. You'll be compensated for the inconvenience. Compensated? Someone tried to kill your mother and I'm an inconvenience? He looked at me then. Really looked at me. I'm sorry. That came out wrong. You're not an inconvenience. You're a hero. My mother is alive because of you. I owe you everything. You don't owe me anything. I just did what anyone would do. No. Most people ran away. Filmed. Did nothing. You ran toward danger. That's rare. That's special. Something in his voice changed. Softened. And for the first time I saw past the cold exterior. Saw the son who'd almost lost his mother. the man who was terrified. And grateful and trying to protect everyone. Okay, I said. I'll stay. Until it's safe. Thank you. That night, I couldn't sleep. I was in a strange place. My phone was confiscated for security. My family didn't know where I was. And I'd just learned that I'd saved the mother of a crime boss. What had I gotten myself into? Mrs. Kong was in the hospital for a week. Broken ribs. Smoke inhalation. Severe bruising. But she was alive. Jamin visited her every day. And every day, he asked me to come with him. She wants to see you, he'd say. She keeps asking about the girl who saved her. So I'd go. Sit by her bedside. Hold her hand. She'd speak Korean. Jamin would translate. She says you're an angel. She says God sent you to protect her. I'm not an angel. I'm just someone who couldn't walk away. She says that's what makes you an angel. The inability to walk away from suffering. One afternoon, she said something that made Jamin go quiet. He looked at me. Hesitated. What did she say? She says, he paused, she says you should marry me. What? It's a cultural thing. When someone saves a life, there's a debt. She believes the universe brought you to her for a reason. And in her mind, that reason is you becoming her daughter. I am not marrying you to pay a debt. He laughed. Actual laughter. I've never seen him laugh. I'm not asking you to. My mother is, shall we say, traditional. She believes in fate. Destiny. Signs from the ancestors. She thinks you and I are meant to be. And what do you think? He looked at me for a long moment. I think you're brave. Kind. Strong. I think you ran into fire for a stranger. I think my mother sees something in you that I'm only beginning to see. Which is? That you're exactly the kind of person I need in my life. Even if I don't deserve you. My heart did something strange. Flipped. Stuttered. This cold, dangerous man was being vulnerable. Real. I didn't know what to say. His phone rang. He answered. Spoke in rapid Korean. His expression darkened. What is it? They hit one of our restaurants. Burned it down. Left a message. They know about you. How? Security footage. Social media. Someone filmed you pulling my mother out. It's been shared. You're identifiable. So what does that mean? It means you can't go back to your old life. Not yet. Maybe not ever. It means we need to move you somewhere safer. And it means, he looked directly at me, it means I'm going to end this. Permanently, they moved me to a safe house in the suburbs. Bigger. More isolated. Even more guards. Jamin came every evening. Brought dinner. Sat with me. We talked for hours. He told me about his life. About being groomed from childhood to take over the family. About loving and hating the power. About wanting to walk away but being trapped by loyalty. I told him about Cape Town. About leaving my mother when she was sick because I couldn't find work there. About the guilt. The homesickness. The loneliness. We bonded over being trapped by circumstances. Him by family obligations. Me by economic necessity. One night, he asked me something unexpected. If you could do anything, be anywhere, what would you choose? I'd open a restaurant. African fusion. South African and Korean flavors. I'd hire immigrants. Pay them fairly. Create a place that felt like home for people far from home. He smiled. That's beautiful. Why don't you do it? Because I'm broke. Because I send every dollar home. Because dreams cost money I don't have. What if you had the money? What if someone invested in you? I'd wonder what they wanted in return. What if they wanted nothing? What if they just believed in you? Nobody believes in people for free. I would. Why? Because you saved my mother. Because you have a vision. Because you deserve a chance. He leaned forward. Let me invest in your dream, Imani. Let me give you the capital to build something real. I can't accept that. Why not? Because then I'd owe you. And owing powerful people is dangerous. You don't owe me anything. This is a gift. Not a transaction. Why would you give me a gift? Because, he hesitated, because I admire you. Because being around you makes me want to be better. Because you make me feel like I'm more than my family's reputation. Jaemin. I'm falling for you, Imani. I tried not to. I tried to keep distance. But I can't stop thinking about you. Your courage. Your laugh. The way you talk about your family. You're everything I'm not. And everything I want to be. This is crazy. We barely know each other. I know you ran into fire for a stranger. I know you dream of feeding people and creating home. I know you're loyal and fierce and kind. That's enough for me. And what if your enemies come for me again? What if being with you puts me in more danger? Then I'll protect you. With everything I have. For as long as you'll let me. He kissed me then. Gentle. Careful. Like I was something precious. And I kissed him back. Because despite the danger, despite the impossibility, I was falling too. Mrs. Kong was released from the hospital 2 weeks later. She came to the safe house immediately. When she saw me, she cried. Hugged me. Spoke in Korean. Jaemin translated. She says you saved her life. She says she wants to give you something. A gift. She pulled out a small box. Inside was a jade bracelet. Beautiful. Intricate. Old. This was my mother's, Jaemin explained. It's been in our family for generations. She's giving it to you. I can't accept this. It's too valuable. She insists. In our culture, this symbolizes family. Acceptance. She's claiming you as her daughter. Tears filled my eyes. Mrs. Kong, I'm honored. Thank you. She took my hand. Looked at Jaemin. Said something firm in Korean. He sighed. She says we should marry. Officially. She says she's not getting younger and she wants to see her son happy before she dies. Mom, that's not fair. She spoke again. More insistent. What's she saying? She's saying that life is short. That violence can take any of us at any moment. That she almost died and regrets all the time she wasted worrying about what others think. She wants us to be together. If that's what we want. He looked at me. Is it what you want? I want to know you're serious. That this isn't just adrenaline or gratitude or some sense of obligation. It's none of those things. I'm serious, Imani. More serious than I've ever been about anything. What about your enemies? The danger? We eliminated the threat last week. The people who tried to kill my mother, they've been dealt with. Dealt with how? Better you don't know. But it's over. You're safe now. So I can go home? Back to my apartment? You can. Or, he took a breath, or you can stay. With me. Build that restaurant you dreamed about. Build a life. Together. I should have said no. Should have gone back to my safe, small life. But I didn't. Because I'd never felt more alive than I did with him. Because his mother had claimed me as family. Because for the first time since leaving Cape Town, I wasn't lonely. We got engaged 2 months later. Quick by normal standards. But nothing about us was normal. His family threw an engagement party. Traditional Korean ceremony. I wore a hanbok Mrs. Kong selected. The family accepted me. welcomed me. But not everyone was happy. Some of the older members questioned it. An outsider marrying into the family? An African woman? In a Korean organization? Jaemin shut it down immediately. She's more loyal than anyone in this room. She ran into fire for my mother. If any of you have a problem with her, you have a problem with me. No one said another word. We got married 3 months later. Small ceremony. Just close family and friends. My mother and brother flew in from Cape Town. They were nervous about everything. The wealth. The power. The danger. But when they met Jaemin, when they saw how he looked at me, my mother cried. He loves you, she said in Kosa. Really loves you. I can see it. He does. Then I'm happy. Even if this world scares me. After the wedding, Jaemin made good on his promise. He invested in my restaurant. I designed everything. The menu. The decor. The concept. We called it Umoya. It means spirit or wind in Kosa. A place where cultures mix. Where African and Korean flavors meet. Where immigrants work and thrive. It opened 6 months after the wedding. And it was a hit. Lines out the door. Critics raving. But more importantly, it became what I dreamed. A home for people far from home. Today, 2 years later, I'm still married to the most dangerous man in Chicago. And I'm still running the restaurant I dreamed of. Mrs. Kong is healthy. Thriving. She works at the restaurant 3 days a week. Greeting customers. Sharing stories. Being the grandmother to everyone who walks through the door. My family moved to Chicago. My mother works with me. My brother is in college. We're together. Finally. And Jaemin? He's slowly transitioning the family business. Making it more legitimate. Less dangerous. It's slow. Complicated. But he's trying. For me. For the life we're building. People ask me all the time. Was it worth it? Marrying into that world? Living with that danger? And I tell them the truth. I didn't marry a world. I married a man. A complicated, flawed, surprisingly gentle man who loves his mother and protects his family and believes in my dreams. Was it scary? Yes. Is it perfect? No. But it's real. And it's mine. So bestie, let me tell you what I learned. Bravery doesn't always look like running into burning cars. Sometimes it looks like staying when you could leave. Like building when you could run. Like loving when it would be easier to protect your heart. I saved Mrs. Kang's life that day. But in a lot of ways, she saved mine too. She gave me family. Belonging. A place in a world I never expected to be part of. Now I need to hear from you. Comment below and answer these questions. 1. Would you have pulled someone from a burning car? Would you risk your life for a stranger? 2. Could you marry someone from a completely different, dangerous world? Or is that too much to ask? 3. What city or country are you watching from? Let me see how far this story reached. 4. Do you believe in fate? That some meetings are meant to happen? If this story made you believe in unexpected love, in courage you didn't know you had, in families that choose you instead of the ones you're born into, then subscribe to Afro Korean Love Stories right now. We tell stories about Black women and Korean men finding love against impossible odds. Stories about bravery, belonging, and building lives that don't fit anyone's expectations. Comment courage leads to love if you stayed until the end. And remember, bestie, you never know which moment will change your entire life. Which split-second decision will lead to your greatest love? Which act of courage will bring you home? I pulled a woman from a burning car. And she gave me everything I didn't know I needed. A family. A partner. A purpose. A home. Your moment is coming. That moment when you have to choose between running toward danger or walking away. between playing it safe or risking everything. When it comes, I hope you run. I hope you're brave. I hope you choose love over fear. Because on the other side of that fire, your whole life might be waiting. This is Imani Kong, signing off from Afro Korean Love Stories. May you always have the courage to run towards the flames, and may love meet you there. Thank you all for subscribing and helping the channel grow. I love you all so much. God bless you.